Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate you being here. And if you're new to our channel, if you're finding us for that very first time, welcome as well. It's good to have you. And just as a quick reminder to all, my mission, my focus here on the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I possibly can to as many people as I possibly can, across all regions. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe, when you choose to like the videos, when you choose to share the information with colleagues and associates and friends, allows me to expand that reach. And so if you've not yet done so, with all that said, if you've not yet done so, please subscribe. Please hit that like button. Please share the information with associates and colleagues. And as always, to learn more about me, learn more about my company and how we can help take your business that next level, please check out the links below. And I would point you to two links. First would be our email newsletter, free, to get additional information on how you can grow and develop your business. And then number two is check out the link to our website at fmconsulting.net. To get free access to our gym management playbook. And so be sure to grab that, 100% free. And then with that said, let's get into our topic here today. And this is video number 3 of our series. It's 3 of 5, And our title is, are you, in your gym business, are you battle ready? Are you prepared for any uncertainty to come? Are you prepared for any roadblocks to come? Are you ready? So if you've not checked out video 1 and 2, make sure you go back and check that out here on the channel. This is video number 3, and we're going to go through 5 topics here today. And as always, we're going to ask you, hey, grade yourself on this. Grade yourself on a 1 through 5, 5 being a 5-star, where you'd like to be, or are you 1-star? And be really objective about this. As I mentioned before, this is not a kick me session. It's not a make me proud of you session. Be real honest here. Where are you? Because are you ready? Are you battle ready? Are you ready for any uncertainty that may be or probably is around the corner? Roadblocks and setbacks. We want to be ready, because at the end of the day, sales is the oxygen for our business, and all of this is going to feed into that funnel for you. And so with that said, let's get into our categories here today. This is number 11. We're going through 11 through 15 here today, and it's the business model. It's the business model. And this is fundamental. You've got to do it. And no club can really sustain success unless we know these kind of things. And you have to track and track and track. And so first of all, are we tracking? Do you know your numbers? What is your monthly attrition as a percentage? What's your personal training as a percentage of people that are on it right now? What's your penetration rate on personal training? What's your closing percentage? What's your cost per call, your cost per appointment, your cost per sale? How do we rank on all of those? And that's just the beginning. Do you know your numbers? Track and track and track. The business model. Do you have a telephone inquiry script? Are you logging in every telephone inquiry? I talk to so many folks that don't have the script and aren't logging in, and don't have a log sheet, and I'll ask them, hey, where would you be right now? What if you had a log of every single person that inquired the past 12 months, and we could call them all back? Would your business be better off or worse off? Oh, it'd be better off. Now, some of you folks are doing it. There's a lot that aren't. But make sure, what's our telephone inquiry script look like? What's our log sheet look like? What's our process on when do we book it? How do we confirm it? What's our sales process look like when they come in? What's our membership presentation look like? What's our referral presentation look like? What's our second sale look like? Our third sale look like? How does our follow-up? What's our marketing look like? This is all part of your business model and needs to be defined. This is in many ways kind of foundational kind of things that you have to look at. And you can research the channel for all of this, and get all of this information. Okay, but make sure your business model is there. Make sure it's being followed up on. Okay, if you're new at this, goodness, we want to make sure that we're starting off strong. We don't want to find out, oh man, I wish 6 months ago I'd started doing this. Okay, I'll give you a quick example just on business model on some of this. Sometimes the business model can be, hey, we're going to do things that other people aren't willing to do. Because most of that stuff I just kind of went through, a lot of people aren't willing to do. But back in the days when I first started the consulting firm, when I'd sold my clubs, and I would contract with bigger organizations, and I would take over clubs. And usually it was a 90-day thing, and I'd take it over for 90 days. And most of the time, these are big organizations, and they were doing 0 sales or 1 sale. It really had ground down. And most of them, the clubs weren't being kept clean, the attitudes weren't great, just a lot of disarray. And so I'd walk in, and just about all the time, hey, first day, 10 sales. Next day, 10 sales. Jim, how do you do it? How do you do this every time? Well, one of the great things about the big operations is they do a great job at tracking, okay? And they would track every phone inquiry. They'd have it logged in. They did a really good job of it. But what they didn't do a good job of, because on-site staff just wasn't doing it, is they weren't calling them back or following it up. And so I'd grab the telephone inquiry sheet. I'd start with the most recent one and just keep working back. Hey, this is Jim Thomas over here at the local fitness center. I noticed you'd called in for some information a couple days ago. Wanted to make sure you got all your questions answered. Oh, I was waiting for someone to call me back. I've got like 3 of my friends I want to bring in and join. And the reason I use that as an example, that's exactly what happened on the first call that I made at one place. Okay, so our business model, kind of ties in also to our culture. Okay, because we're here, to get people signed up. That's kind of why we're here. Sales is the oxygen for our business. We're here to solve problems for them, and got to pick up the phone and make the call. So make sure your business model's in place. I mean, this is, I can't tell you how crucial this one is on making sure that system, that process is really what we're talking about here is there. Okay. Number 2 today, I think number 12 overall, is training and coaching. Training and coaching. Okay. And one of the things that I think really defines the best of the best is they are absolutely relentless when it comes to training and coaching. Okay. You've got to be training your staff. Okay, I mean, training, I know when we get involved with clubs, depending on the level we're involved with, we'll have a training class, for sales once a week for an hour, training class for managers, a training class for weekend managers, a training class for new hires. And then we want all the managers inside the club doing their own daily training. Okay, train and train and train. You have to practice this. Okay, you've got to train it. And there has to be ways to hold folks accountable. Hey, tomorrow we're training a telephone inquiry. Make sure you memorize the script. Make sure you're ready. I want to position them to be successful. I'm going to give it to them. I'm not trying to catch them doing something wrong. I'm trying to catch them doing something right. But let's train them and coach them up. Okay, one of the old adages that we follow is it's never going to be important to somebody else until it's first important to us. Okay, and it can't be our words. It has to be our action. Make sure we're training. Okay, we're coaching, we're teaching, we're helping people to get better. One of the things that we do when we get into all this is, when we start a meeting, what's working well, what's not. If it's working well, we want to make sure we continue it. If it's not, we want to make sure that we get it fixed. Okay, we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But the training and coaching. If you need help with it, this is something I can help you with. Click the link below. Happy to chat with you and do a 45-minute discovery call to kind of see where you're at. Number 3 today, and I think number 13 overall, is kind of the reinvestment and reinvention of your business. Here's something you want to remember, is your gym, your facility, you want it to be as new today as the day that it first opened. You have to continually reinvest and continually, in a manner of speaking, kind of reinvent yourself. Okay? Just because the equipment can last a lifetime doesn't mean the customer's enthusiasm for it will. I mean, one of my favorite stories is we had a client one time, they bought a club, okay? And this club actually wasn't bad. I mean, you walk in, okay, everything worked, and it was nice enough, okay? But what was interesting about it, I happened to be standing at the front desk when a former member came in. And he goes, yeah, hey, I heard they had new owners. I stopped by to see what you guys have done to the place. And he kind of peeked around the corner, and I heard him say, oh, just like I left it. Okay, and so we've got to continually reinvent ourselves and continually reinvest. Okay, we've got clients that, part of their whole philosophy is when they go to URSA every year, whatever's the hottest and newest thing, they'll buy a line of that equipment for every one of their clubs. And there's ways to do that. We can talk about how do you approach that and where those funds come from. But you got to keep it new. You got to keep that new car smell. I know some of your big operators out there, when they come into your area, okay, and they're brand new, going to put a new club in, right off the top, they figure they're going to take about 15 to 20% of your member base, just because you're not reinventing and you're not reinvesting in your business. Okay, so let's make sure that's being done. That's one of the most powerful things you can do. It's one of the more common mistakes, because just because you can get the results from that equipment, we've got to stay up to date with technology and kind of the changes that are being made. Number 14 on our tips, and I think number 4 here for today, is we are truly a sales organization. You have to be a sales organization. Nothing's going to happen unless somebody sells something. Okay, you've got to have this sales process. And I know I've mentioned it, this is our 3rd video. I thought probably I've mentioned this at some point on every video so far, is the sales are the oxygen to your business. And just wherever you're sitting right now, let's just say that oxygen slowly got removed. Only bad things are going to happen. Same thing with your business. If you're not making sales, that's your oxygen. Only bad things are going to happen. Okay, so we have to be sales driven. And one of the things that I'd like for you to think about is, creating a plan of action. Again, you can research the channel here for this, where you can create a plan of action for how you want to do this and how you want your month to go. But you have to drive sales. You have to create urgency with it. You have to be focused on solving problems for customers, and you have to work at breaking down barriers, and you have to have what I would call the decent boldness to say, Mary, becoming a member here really is a simple process. Shall we begin? And so you are a sales organization. And all too often, I talk to so many clubs, is they'll kind of, delegate it. And, everybody kind of handles sales is what they'll say. And what they mean is, hey, when front desk is available, someone comes in, they're going to help them. They're going to show them around. And typically what do? They show them all the equipment. It's a commodity, and here's the price. And what we want to make sure happens is we want to solve problems for folks, and we've got a process. This goes back to our business model. All this stuff starts to tie in. We want to be battle ready, and we want to be ready for any uncertainty that comes our way. We want to be prepared for any roadblocks and any setbacks, because we are going to have success. Period. We are going to advance and to expand into the marketplace. You don't want to find yourself in retreat mode. Okay, and number 15, okay, number 5 for today, and this will be the last one on our 3rd video here today, and that is continuous improvement. We have to be showing continuous improvement, okay? We either get better or we get worse. One of the things that's interesting when I go into club turnarounds, as an example, okay, and I'm kind of doing my due diligence, and I'm trying to find out, hey, what works, what didn't work, what have you done? And typically I'll ask the question, hey, what was the best month you ever had? Oh, it was June of such and such. Well, great. What were you doing then? Oh, we were doing this and this and this and this and this. Great. Any reason we can't go back to doing some of that? Well, no, I'm not real sure why we got away from it. Okay. And because it's easy to have happen. Make sure you're writing a plan of action. Research the channel here on how to do that. But make sure you're writing a plan of action. We need to have continuous improvement. We have to be getting better. Bringing in more revenues. There's advertising revenues that can be huge for you. Okay, whether it be on your website, inside the gym, someone wants to sponsor your advanced training center. We've got one client that got a local dentist, is sponsoring their front desk. Okay, sponsoring your Group X room. You might even get a title sponsor to the gym itself. Okay, sponsors on your website for your Group X schedule. That's probably the most viewed section of your website anyway. Okay, and so we have to be getting better. and make sure you've thought this through and there's a process in place to be able to do that. Because sometimes just a 10% improvement can be significant. Okay, and I know I've talked about this, but we start every meeting with this: what's working well and what's not. What's working well and what's not. It's never a kick me session. Okay, it's never a make me proud. It's an objective understanding. What's working well. A lot of reasons we want to do it, want to know that and talk about it, but the big thing is let's make sure we keep doing it. And if it's not working well, how can we fix it? What we don't want to have is that same thing over and over that's not working well. And then we wrap up every meeting with the same question. What is it you want to be famous for? And does your behavior match what you want to be famous for? What do you want to be known for? Does your behavior match that? Okay, we have to have continual improvement. If we're not going up, we're going down. There's no staying the same. Okay. So folks, that wraps up series number 3. Be sure to check out the first 2 if you've not yet seen them. We've got 2 more to go. Let's make sure we check out those. And as a reminder, again, my name's Jim Thomas. My company's Fitness Management and Consulting. It's great to have you here at the channel today. And as I mentioned earlier, my focus, my mission here on the channel is to provide as much information as I possibly can to as many people as I possibly can across all regions, to help you grow and help you develop your business. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe, when you choose to like the videos, when you choose to share the videos with colleagues and associates. So if you've not yet done so, please do it. Subscribe, like the videos, and share it. Check out that link below to our website. Get free access to our gym management playbook. We'll look forward to seeing you over there, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in that next video. Coming up is number 4 and number 5.